Hi there, parents, and welcome into your astrology forecast for this new moon that we have coming up in Sagittarius on November 23rd, 2022. My name is Chrissy Whistler. I am an evolutionary astrologer, an intuitive, and I'm also a parent of two magical, multi-dimensional kids. And one of the things that I love to do is to take a look at astrology, at the energies that we have right now, and really translating that and what it means for being a parent, what it may mean for our children and the experiences they might be having. So that is what I'm going to do here in this video for you. And if you would like a birth chart reading for yourself or for your children, I do offer those, as well as consulting calls for you on your parenting journey if you happen to have a very unique, sensitive, gifted child, or are really looking at doing things differently with your children than the conventional ways. So if that's you and you're interested, please check out my website, chrissywhistler.com, and you'll find a link to that below in the description. And please like this video and subscribe to this channel. That really does help me to break out of this YouTube algorithm and to connect and meet with more parents like you. Okay, parents, so let us get into this astrology, what this may mean for you and your children. Now, in this video here, I'm gonna keep the viewpoint a little higher than I do when I go really in deep with the general astrology energy forecast. I do a specific video for that, give you a heads up on what may be happening in our world at this time. And this one, I'm just going to keep it higher up here with the understanding and some of the experiences that your kids may be having. But if you would like a deeper dive, check out that video, and I will also have a link below for you. And if you haven't seen it yet, I have an intuitive reading coming out for parents and kids that will be out for this new moon. So check that out as well, because it very much is really tying into some of the themes of that I'm going to talk about here in astrology, with the astrology. And no, that wasn't planned, but that is what came through with the guidance from Spirit. Okay, so let's get into this, parents. All right, now, first off, we are still in this very intense eclipse window. We are still in that cycle, and that is also true at this new moon, okay? So if you are really feeling this intensity right now, or your children, okay, please know that you are not alone. You should have seen me and my kids this week. Oh my gosh, I just don't even know how we kind of got through it. It was just that intense. And this will of course be unique to who you are and who your children are, depending on their sensitivities. Now, Eric is a lightning rod when it comes to these energies. Okay, he feels them through his whole body, just vibrating. It's like when you wake up in the middle of sleeping and you're having restless leg syndrome. You can't control it. You want to make it stop, and yet you can't. Okay, and that is a lot of the experience that Eric has when these energies get that intense. So I do my best to help him ground it and move it out of the system. And then there are days where nothing we do works. So if you've had experiences like that with your kids, you're not alone. I think we went hiking out, so we were out in nature. I knew, like, okay, playgrounds, they're not going to cut it right now. We need to be in nature, having him walk, feet on the ground, okay, again, grounding to the earth, those currents, and it didn't do anything. It was like we hadn't gone out at all. And even that night, Kate and I, literally, we had to leave bowls of hot food on the table because Sean was actually at the office with work. we had to leave our food there and go on another walk with him at 7 o'clock at night and did 1.5 miles together before he calmed down enough that we could actually finish our dinner. So that was even just a little bit of the intensity that we were feeling this week. So let me know in the comments below how this has gone for you and your kids. I'm able to film this for you pretty uninterrupted because Sean is home and he got them outside right now. I had plenty of other videos this week where it was just constant stopping and having to really surrender to the moment and just let go and realize, okay, as much as I want to keep going, as much as I need to keep going to get these in for you, you know, new moons don't wait for kids with lots of energy. You know what I mean? I had to just let go. I had to surrender. Like, this is what we can do today, and nothing I do can change that. So that's been a lot where I'm at on this process of just letting go. So yeah, again, please let me know how this has been for you. I also follow many other people who are sensitives and energy workers. And obviously my experience that I'm sharing here with you is like this whole week has been really growing in intensity, in frequency and vibration. We have the 11/22 coming up, and that's another power number day bringing us into this winter solstice. So don't be surprised if you do have sensitives or you are sensitive yourself, like there's an increase in that energy. I think when I finally had a break from redirecting Eric's constant energy and like tuned into my own body, I was looking at my hands and I'm just like, oh my God, they're shaking. Not from nerves, not from what I just went through with Eric, you know, my own reaction and anxiety to him. No, this was just the energy. And it was like, I finally was calm enough to even feel it. So, you know, let me know how your experiences have been going. And again, to know that if that is you, you are not alone. And also to say that there's more coming, so you know if these moments hit, what that is. So you're not like, you're not scared. I mean, you may still be scared, you may still be overwhelmed by the sensations, but I do find that having these kind of heads up makes a really big difference for how I am able to meet those energies. So I hope that helps for you as well. Now, we are also coming in, at least here, in the United States, and I know other countries have different holidays and stuff, but we are coming into the height of the holiday season. So here we are. We have all these energies that I'm telling you about coming and bringing us into this winter solstice. There's other astrology energies happening as well with that. So just know the energies are going to be intense on their own. And then we have the holidays. We have the busyness of the holidays. We have the lists of things that we need to do in order to make this a successful holiday. All the expectations and the obligations from, all right, clearing that energy. I've certainly had experience with expectations and obligations around the holiday season. So I'm going to be doing some separate videos about that and how to help navigate that with sensitives or children with special needs and around those obligations. So if all goes well and my kids let me film, you'll be seeing those shortly. But so just know that this is a really important time to be very mindful. Be mindful of your energy, be mindful of your kids. Are you getting really overwhelmed right now? Is this too much? Take the time to care for yourself. Give yourself permission to, with love in your heart, tell people, you know what? I can't actually do that right now. This isn't going to work for me. There's too much going on. Like, give yourself that grace. It's going to really help you to move through these energies, because in astrology wise, we're really in this this birth canal, if you will. And so I'm going to be expecting a lot to be coming to the surface and shaking up on the world stage. Again, more details of that will be in the other video. But this one here, to just know as parents that whatever is happening in the world, you are not the only one who's going to see it and feel it. So even if you have young kids who don't know anything about the stock market or the craziness that's happening with cryptocurrency right now, like even if they have no idea, they are still able to pick up on the energies, the emotions of our collective. And if you have very sensitive kids, they might have a hard time distinguishing the voices in their head with the voices of others, or the emotions of others, or the energy of others. So again, just kind of expand your idea of what this can mean and how it can manifest. And as we know, Christmas in general, the holidays in general, Thanksgiving, things can get a little intense, right? People rushing around because they're so busy and they are so overwhelmed. So just know that even that frequency is in the air, and your kids can be picking up on that. So do what you need to care for yourself and to support your kids in like grounding that energy. Okay, so really listen to your system and listen to your children's central nervous system right now, okay? Some of the themes that are going to be really highlighted at this new moon have to do, again, around Venus. Okay, Venus and Mercury are going to be there conjunct the sun and moon in Sagittarius, okay? So how are we giving? How are we receiving? How are we showing up in relationships? Is it too much? Is it too little? Are we giving too much of ourselves to our kids? Are we showing up in relationship with them in the ways that they actually need, as opposed to the ways that we, as their parents, believe we should, or teachers in society tell us we should? Okay, so all that is going to be in this mix. These questions. Now, lower octave Sagittarius, okay, that is this idea that there is only one way. There's only one way to communicate. There's only one way to think, to be successful. This over here is the right belief, and anything else is absolutely wrong, okay? It's almost like a cult-like mentality of it has to be this way, and everything else is just bad. So knowing that, parents, okay, that's that lower octave. This is really interesting, my throat. Clearing from my throat chakra right now. Okay, that's better. So be open-minded right now. Be willing to go and explore into new directions, ideas, thoughts that your children may be bringing to your attention at this time, or you sharing with them, or you sharing with people who are relevant in your children's life. Maybe it's with a teacher, and your child might be a very right brain learner, and all the memorizations and the standardized testing or whatever it is just not working for your child, because that's not how their brain works. It's not how they think and communicate and do those mental gymnastics. So you might be really called to have those kinds of conversations, okay? we want to move into a more higher octave Sagittarius with this new moon and well into November and December, okay? So this is about many truths being true depending on the life and life circumstance, the perspective. So I'm sharing all this with you about Eric at the beginning of this video. Now, for him, sitting down in a classroom would absolutely not work for his truth, for the way that his body needs to move, for the way that he thinks, the way his mind works. It doesn't work for who he is. But you can have another child where, you know what, they actually really love to sit down in quiet and listen to someone else talk. Maybe you have a child who doesn't learn well auditorially. Maybe they learn better with touch, that tactile feeling or taste, okay? So all of these ways of learning are right. They're not wrong. They can be wrong for a specific individual, okay, or even a specific setting. That just may not work, and yet another time it will work great. So that is this higher octave Sagittarius, okay? Are you able to see just the trees in front of you, or are you able to pull up higher from this more eagle's perch and see from a higher vantage point? The whole forest, all the different parts of the forest, how they are working and fitting together to be this ecosystem that it is. And so this could be a really wonderful time to explore diversity of beliefs and opinions with your children as well. You can be sharing those back and forth with each other, or maybe you want to go and do some deeper learning into cultures and what those perspectives might be. So whatever is coming to your attention at this new moon, your children bring to you, be curious and listen. And can you hold a space of non-judgment so to learn and expand your own conscious understanding? So go follow those different roads. And go explore, go have fun exploring too. Sagittarius and Jupiter can be very optimistic, so go do that. I don't know about you, but I certainly could just use more fun and play in my life. I tend to do a lot of work nonstop, and I'm sure that's also equally true for you as parents, because you also probably have a whole lot of dishes to do. And kids, when they hit those growth spurts and don't stop eating, and you've got like a list of 10 things to get done, because you are the caregiver and so forth. So how can you also bring more play to that is another invitation, question to hold at this time, or even set a new intention for that at this new moon. And also want to say too, is keep in mind that as you do all that energy, as you take this, this curiosity, this willingness to be open to bigger truths, having conversations like this, you know, just thinking about sitting around the Thanksgiving dinner table with family, and I know that can be kind of contentious. I'm sure for some of you it really, really is, and very difficult. But I will say this, if you are able to sit there at that table and hold an energy of curiosity and love for whoever is there, to be in this energy of self-love, which in internal family systems is compassion, caring, kindness. If you can hold that kind of energy and vibration and listen to even the polarizing disagreements that may be happening, if you can do that, I guarantee you that your children will be learning from you. They will be learning how you are modeling this behavior. They're also learning from you energetically. How do you hold that kind of space in intense emotional disagreements, right? Very charged, tension-filled moment. And yet, still be curious, still hold this belief that there are many truths depending on your perspective and your life experience. They're going to be picking that up from you. So keep that in mind coming into this holiday season, that they are learning a lot from you just by being in the room, in your presence, and watching you move through those moments. Okay. So the 23rd, November 23rd, we have this new moon at 1 degree of Sagittarius. So I would love if you go and look at your birth chart and see where that is falling for you, or your children's birth chart, and see where that falls. If you, what houses are being affected, if you have any planets that are right there. And if you need help with that, do please, again, reach out at chrissywhistler.com, and we can set you up with a birth chart reading to help you understand what your soul is asking for you to do in this moment. But the collective message, okay, what is the truth? That is the very highlighted theme at this new moon. So you may find you or your children, your family, can have a real directionless feeling in asking this question, because we are meant to explore it. You might even expect at this time to be your kids asking you a lot of higher philosophy questions. That's Jupiter in Sagittarius. Jupiter is very strong at this new moon. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Jupiter's also stationing direct. So big, expansive energy. That's what Jupiter is bringing to this table. So a lot around, a lot of questions perhaps around the meaning of life. Why are we here? What's the point of it? I'm hearing as well, like your kids might really be asking you about things like climate change and the state of our planet. And they might be really confused why we're not doing enough to make things better. And you might have to be sitting there and really kind of holding some really intense questions, depending on what your belief is. And again, here's this invitation, as can you then see the beliefs and the perspectives from a diversity of opinions and where they might be coming from. Even if you don't necessarily agree with them, can you see it and understand it? Okay, there's that higher octave Sagittarius for all of us. So a lot of these deeper esoteric questions around the very existence of life and our planet. This is an opportunity to seed a new intention for a new beginning on what you and your kids are wanting to create together going forward, where you want to explore together, open roads and the freedom to do so. This can coming up as well around what we value, what we love, money, relationships. That's all that Venus energy, because Venus is there too at this new moon. And it's also around communication, intellect, the mind. So when it comes to values, I'm just going to give you an example of what that could be. As a parent, you may feel that you are not valued in society, especially if you're the primary caregiver. Or maybe you're a teacher, where our culture, and this is true of parenting as well, especially in motherhood, our culture here in the United States is where I'm speaking from. They say that you are incredibly valued, that teachers are so valued. We love our teachers. They're so important. This is this collective message. Motherhood, so valuable. We need you so much, okay? And yet, when it comes to like being a teacher, their lived experience might be completely different. They may not get the supplies they need to teach the students in the classroom and the way that they feel and believe is best. Or maybe like their books are really old and crumbling and they haven't been able to get new updated ones. Or the teacher's salary isn't actually enough to pay for this cost of living. Like it's just not matching up the lived experience and then the value that we've put on these individuals, these collective roles and jobs. Okay, that's the language I like to use. So those are just some examples. So whatever that is for you, this is a real opportunity to explore new ways of how you would like to do this. New understandings around value, new truths around this, new philosophies. Is that what you believe when it comes to, like teachers and the salary pay? Or, like what is it for you? That's what's really getting stirred up to the surface right now. And there's this opportunity, again, to go explore new ways of doing that, new ways of understanding, and all these new truths. So go do that. Go explore. Open roads. That's what Sagittarius loves. So, and if you find as well that whatever this is stirring up for you, these past experiences that you've had, maybe as a parent, you were the stay-at-home caregiver, like myself, were you valued? When you went to your partner's work party and they asked you what you did and you told them, oh, I'm a stay-at-home parent, what was the energy? What was the reaction? Or were you kind of dismissed? So those are just some examples, okay? And did those experiences, did they feel right to you? Was it fair? Was it just? And like, what can you do about this moving forward into the future? So those are all some themes around Sagittarius and Jupiter right now. Justice, truth, fairness. Venus is coming in there too. So also be careful. You don't want to get too moralistic. Okay, again, there's only one way of doing things, one way of thinking or believing. You don't have to look far in our world to find that right now. So again, just be very conscious and mindful of yourself and how that might be coming up for you. And to, again, just be like, oh wait, no, I don't actually want to go there with that. I'm just going to put that energy to the side because no, I want to be open. I want to be curious to other people's experiences. You don't want to bypass someone else's experience if it's different from yours. So one of the things that I stress so much in my videos, especially when it comes to parenting, is we are all different. Our families, our kids, our unique needs, we're different. So can you hold space for that for others? I would like people to be understanding for me and my children. And I also need to be understanding for others. So it's on me as well to meet that energy better. So whatever this is for you, okay? And also too, like whatever it is that's going to be surfacing in our overall world experience, okay? Really tune in with your heart frequency, that self energy that I was speaking of, kindness, compassion, caring. So whenever you have those difficult moments that rock you, whether it's at a personal level, right, clearing that energy, or whether it's that world level and there's lots of anxieties, fear, this experience of getting the rug ripped out from under us, okay? Stay in the heart. You can choose another reality. And I really get into this. This really comes through very strongly in the intuitive readings that I did for this new moon, especially with the parent-kids reading. So go check that out. I think it'll be really supportive and helpful for you as well, because they do tie in beautifully together. So yeah, whatever's happening in our world, we do have a choice in how we respond with our energy and our intentions. We are stepping into this future, and you, parents, you get to choose how you do so. So do you want to go into this future in a place of fear, anxiety, or do you want joy, expansion, love? So again, that's all of our choice, our own individual choice. So I also do want to talk a little bit about the sensitivities right now. Jupiter is conjunct Neptune in the zodiac sign of Pisces. So what does that mean? You and your kids can really be having an expansion of psychic and energetic sensitivities at this time. I've certainly been telling you about Eric. And I've also been noticing, like for him, this is going through his third house, which is all about communication, the mind, intellect. And I've been noticing this whole Jupiter transit, a real expansion of his language, but also his psychic sensitivities. And I noticed that as soon as Jupiter really started to move back into Pisces, he started going back more into speaking with vibration and sound rather than so much as words like he was doing over the summer. So just kind of be aware that your kids can really be opening up to something much bigger than themselves and really tapping into that energy. And in addition, okay, so these are beautiful gifts, right? They also can be very overwhelming. Pisces, Neptune energy is boundarylessness. So as you can tell, this experience that Eric's been having this week, he's been really struggling with the energy, really struggling between what is him and what is the rest of the world. So this bleeds through. So you can have kids or your own experience where that is happening and a real overwhelm of that. And I'll say as well, you may have a repeated experience back to early in this year, around March 2022, which was our exact Neptune and Jupiter conjunction. So there can be this repeat experience that's coming up again. So if you are really overwhelmed right now and you are experiencing this bleed through between you and the rest of the world, make sure to really ground your energy. Go out in nature, drink a lot of water, meditate, whatever it is that works for you and your kids. That's what you're gonna want to do at this time. Now, some of you parents, I know because I did your intuitive reading, you're maybe feeling really lost right now, very directionless, like a leaf just being blown around by the winds of time. Okay, I feel like you're really going to start to have some clarity coming through around what your next path will be with you and your children, around who they are, maybe even around these sensitivities and how you can best support them. So I feel like there's going to be some of that easing of the direction coming through. You may not fully get that until early next year, early January, because we're going to have Mars going direct, and I'll talk to Mars in a moment. But so just kind of know that you might start really seeing a brighter and brighter light at the end of your tunnel, whatever your particular tunnel is. So this is a real opportunity to have expansion again around this heart, this unconditional love. We are all connected. You may again find that your own spiritual practices and abilities are expanding and going in big new directions. It can be even like a charitable work, this giving back to the collective through your abilities. So just kind of be mindful of what that can be for you. Also, this experience of feeling really restless at this time. Like you're ready to step forward, to go into explore these new roads, these new directions, but it's still not there yet, okay? That's that Mars being in retrograde, okay? That stuckness feeling. Almost like you still have too many paths to choose. It's the way it's getting brighter. You may still not know your exact direction or your desires. So, especially right as I'm filming this on November 20th, yesterday on the 19th, we had this exact square between Mars and Neptune. We're going to have that again in March. Okay, so your kids might be having a really strong inward pull right now to dig in within themselves, to really learn who they are, especially around the body, their energy, their health. Older children, this could be around sexuality as well. All those energies are associated with Mars. So reflection on all of those areas, what that is for them, what that is going to be for you. This is a collective experience that we've got going on here. Now, your kids might be in their reflection triggering a lot within you as well around those themes. So there is this, what is your desire and what is the desire of the collective? That's the general theme that all of us are experiencing. So whatever is surfacing within you that your kids might be bringing to your attention, go dig into what that is. Go explore it. What is it here, this desire or this resistance to that? What is it here to show you and teach you? How can your individual desires align to the greater whole, the greater, higher purpose for the all? That is this message for all of us. And then there's a tension between that, within that square, between this self-sacrificing and being the martyr. There's that Neptune, and then only focusing on yourself and your needs, okay? Those are the lower octave of Neptune and Mars. So that can be very highlighted for us as parents, us being the ones maybe always self-sacrificing for our kids, and our kids maybe always getting what they want. Okay, so just be mindful that's there, especially too as we head into this holiday season. Parents martyring, doing everything you're supposed to hit the expectations and obligations, right? So be aware. There's a real opportunity here to heal and to go into whole new desires that are actually in alignment with you and can be better alignment with the collective whole. Okay, so it's about balance. Be mindful that your energy and your kids' energy can be really scattered right now and very unfocused. So if you notice that your kids are struggling at school to focus, especially on mental tasks, go easy with them. Understand that it's not just about them being bad or lazy or whatever. There's actual like astrological energy influences that are affecting them and us at this time. Also be mindful of power and your authority. Be mindful if you're the one always dictating that this is the way things should be, this is the way that you should always behave, okay? Really make space for them to have their input as well. There is an energetic push to have this top-down authority coming through. Now, we are the authority of our children. Okay, we are their caregivers. We are legally responsible for them, and so forth. So we're the authority. This can come in as well from teachers and bosses, okay? So be mindful that energy is highlighted. It can be very easy to step into it at this time. So instead, I encourage more collaboration, okay? Taking this time to really dream up what is a future that you would like to see for your kids. What is true happiness, true harmony? Not just the hustle and bustle of our current world and structure, always working, never resting, okay? How can we come back into more alignment, balance, and play? And in fact, even go play that little dream game together with your kids and ask them what their future would look like. And just go have fun with it. And the reason I wanted to just take a moment to just talk about that, okay? You, and especially your children, are truly more powerful than you know. And the more of us who can resonate with that kind of frequency, this understanding of the dream, the more we can change it, the more that together we can co-create this new future, this new reality together. This energy, as I said, it's going to continue to build, really taking us into the winter solstice on December 21st. So hold on. Don't get tossed around like a leaf on the winds with all the information going to be coming at us at this time, especially from the news and social media. I really invite you to hold this light within and of yourself. Let your heart be the guide here, parents. Let your children guide you if you're struggling and you're in fear and anxiety mode, because something scary just big happened, okay? So let them show you how to tune back into the present moment and come back into the heart. This truly is a time of surrendering. As I said at the very beginning of this video, I really had to surrender to what is and to just release all this control and all this belief that I even have control. And that is a tough one for parents, isn't it? So yes, I really encourage forgiveness and holding all that energy within your heart right now. And it's going to help make this next moon cycle, this next period we're coming into, just even easier. Not saying it's going to be easy, but we can definitely do it differently. We can definitely do it in our heart space and co-creating this new dream, this new future with our children. So I do hope that was helpful. And if you are really struggling right now and you want to see how these energies, these planets are affecting you, please reach out. I've had the wonderful, beautiful opportunity to have dear friends and to read for them, to hear what's going on in their life, and to go look at their birth chart and just be like, yep, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, this is what's happening. And here's the direction that your soul is pushing you to grow into, this direction. And just having that validation and that knowing can ease so much of that stress or anxiety. So do please reach out for yourself, for your children, and as well as I offer these consultation calls if you're really in it and you're needing support into going in this new direction. And please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Again, it helps me so much to meet and reach out to new parents who are like you, ready to change and transform this world into something better. Please let me know how this new moon cycle goes for you parents, what truths are coming up to be revealed, the uncomfortable truths as well. I'm here for it all, and I'm here for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.